Well, we had a wild one in Green Bay. This video will be talking about how Aaron Rodgers played, because he had a very unique day, right? Started off actually horrible in the first half, but then was great in the second half. So I want to talk about all of it. We're going to start off with the negatives, but then we will get into the positives in a second. And then eventually we'll get into, my thoughts on, the overtime and all that stuff. So let's get started. First things first, let's talk about some of the missed throws. We'll have a bit of a missed throws compilation at the beginning here, just talking about some of the, these happened. These were uncharacteristic missed throws from Aaron Rodgers. There's no denying that. We'll start off with this one. Rodgers is going to first look to his left, then over the middle. It looks like maybe he didn't look at where Aaron Jones was, but he definitely missed Aaron Jones. This one looks kind of behind Watson. I'm not sure exactly what happened there. And then there's this one, which he's just going to overthrow Lazard, it appears. Again, maybe he was trying to do something there that I don't know, but either way, there were throws that were not giving his receivers chances for sure, which again, uncharacteristic. Every quarterback does miss some throws though. I guess just a reminder that even the great Aaron Rodgers can miss some throws. That's what happened. But then there was also this play, which this just can't happen. Okay, the missed throws, they do happen. There's not really too much you can control about that. You hope it doesn't happen too often, which for Rodgers, it typically does not. But this was just a clear mistake from Rodgers. There's no denying that. It's a 3rd down and 9. And to be honest, I don't love the decision to even look in this direction. It's going to be Allen Lazard versus Jones, but not Jonathan Jones. If it was against Jonathan Jones, I really wouldn't have liked the decision to make this throw, because Jonathan Jones has been fantastic. This is against Jack Jones, the 4th round selection of this past draft, someone who, we haven't seen a ton of so far. Only had around 50 snaps heading into this season, or heading into this game, excuse me. So maybe that's why Rodgers likes this. It's sort of a mismatch. The issue with this play that I have personally is Rodgers is taking the snap on the hash marks towards the offense's left. This is an out route towards the offense's right. So, and only about 10 yards down the field, that's just a tough angle. The cornerback has a much better angle than, he would on a different side of the field, or, a different part of the field. So that's already one issue. And the other thing is, listen, I like Allen Lazard. I think he's a fine player. He's also not, he's not Devontae Adams, right? He's not someone who's going to get wide open here. So you can make this decision, but to me it feels very risky, especially when you factor in, and I promise we will show the play at some point, but especially when you factor in there's only 23 seconds left in the half and you have 2 timeouts left. So even if you get this, it's like the odds of you being able to put points on the board are slim. This feels like a risk. I would have almost rather just had someone run a go route and take a shot down the field. First, I'm just going to go over to a different angle just because I think this angle displays exactly what happens a little bit better. However, when this play begins, you see how Jack Jones starts to cut in, really, because the second Lazard, starts making a move, Jones kind of just jumping this route a little bit. And it makes me wonder is this who Jack Jones is? Is he someone you can fool on a double move? Well, perhaps, but right now he's reading the play well, and since it is going to be an out route, he's going to be able to adjust to this well. He's able to get to the ball, he makes the grab, and he's going to get an interception returned for a touchdown there. It's a mistake from Rodgers. There's no denying that. And especially in a game like this, where at this point in the game, neither offense was really doing much, but especially the Patriots offense was not doing much. Only 3 points the entire first half, but then you just gave them 7 points, and then, Patriots offense exploded, it seemed like, in the third quarter, but, or at least was doing a lot better. But this was just a mistake. Again, there's really no other way to phrase it. Now, Rodgers definitely picked it up in the second half. I mean, he definitely started then, having some good sort of game manager-y type throws. Again, it's rare for Rodgers, I feel like, to really be getting too many highlight reel level plays. I feel like at this point in his career, he's definitely gotten to be more of a game manager type. And I don't mean that as an insult. Guys can be elite quarterbacks with that kind of thing, and that's what Rodgers was able to do. He did a great job at just finding the open guy and hitting them in a perfect spot to allow them to pick up as many yards as possible. That's not a negative quality in the quarterback. It's the opposite. This play, it's going to be a play action, and you have Allen Lazard running over the middle. That's the way this play works. Rodgers runs the play action, which does get a New England player to move in, and now you have another player, the one I've circled in black, who he started to move in, and now he has to turn back the cover to passing lane. But how does he have to do it? Well, he's turning his back towards the quarterback. Because of this, you're now in a situation where if you're Rodgers, you know that your receiver, Allen Lazard, can adjust to the ball, but the linebacker can't because he has his back turned. This is a very favorable matchup, and Rodgers knows this, and he loves to exploit these types of very favorable matchups. Rodgers makes this throw, and it is going to be a completion to Lazard. They're able to pick up a good chunk play right there. Just good stuff from Aaron Rodgers, and this is what Rodgers was at a certain point able to do. He did a very good job at making some of these plays. This definitely also happened. And then going over to this play, I mean, really, Rodgers was back to MVP Rodgers here at this spot in the game, I thought. Again, you could argue he's getting paid to be an MVP caliber player for 4 quarters, not just 2. So if that's the argument you want to make, I can understand it. But still, doing great stuff to get him to tie the game back up. This is a great play. Going up, it's Romeo Doubs that he's going to look towards. It's a man coverage play. So with only one receiver towards his right, there is the halfback right next to his right as well, but only one receiver on the line there. The Patriots don't have any other help there. It is a true one-on-one matchup here, and so Rodgers is going to look that way. And look, as you see, right when this play begins, I mean, you can tell right away what's going to happen, right? It's Jonathan Jones, the guy who I just talked up earlier for being very good, the guy who didn't get the pick 6, but the other Jones here. But you see the leverage, and what Rodgers always does when he sees these situations, look at him go back shoulder here. Again, just something he loves to do. Also a great play by Doubs. They're able to get Rodgers' 500th career passing touchdown if you include playoffs. Pretty crazy. So this stuff, very good as he's able to, again, be that sort of, it's weird because I feel game manager maybe isn't the right term because he still is adding additional value among what the offense is giving him, but just finding the best ways to make these throws, not needing to make insane highlight reel level plays to make the throws, but instead make very good plays consistently. Rodgers ended up being perfect on that final drive. I mean, he really, if you want to complain about any of the stuff he had in that first half, which again is valid, it is fair, he more than made up for it, in my opinion, with what he was able to do in the second half and in overtime. He was fantastic. Even the first drive, when they got nothing going, to me, that wasn't on him at all. I thought that he, was doing everything he could. There was nothing open, and they were. I think LaFleur did a good job of getting guys open in that second half. Or excuse me, in that overtime period, and then Rodgers did great with it, and that's all they needed to do to be able to pull off the victory here. They survive against New England, which I thought this could have been a potential trap game, and it was nearly proven right. But big win for the Packers, moving up to 3-1. After week 1, the Packers are clearly fantastic. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.